This video was recommended to me by one of my, in one of the comments on my Instagram page at gmarkphillips, and I went and checked it out and thought, yeah, I definitely need to watch this. I started the first few seconds of it and then realized probably want to share this. This is pretty wild. I certainly do not condone this. This is Ari Shaffir urges MURDER of you know who to enact change. It's so wild. This is even on YouTube, but we're going to watch it. It's only like 3 minutes long here. Let's jump in and see what he has to say.
And what about politics?
I don't give a shit.
You don't find it a great
I really don't care
treasure
about politics.
trove of
Some people
material?
do. I don't. I think the system is corrupt. Every time I'm walking on the street, somebody's like, hey, vote for so-and-so. I'm like, it's all corrupt. Anarchy is the only way we're going to change anything. Violence. Kill a politician. That's the only way you can change shit.
That's
What?
wild.
I mean,
That's wild that you can even say that on YouTube. I mean, it's wild. However, I don't disagree with him about the corruption. It runs deep, and once the money changers have all the power, how are you ever going to fix it? Let's continue.
obviously you're joking.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah, voting is not going to make a difference. It has never. Not in 100 years.
So what would you like to see?
I'd like to see some politicians start getting murdered and reform this government.
Oh
So
my
wild.
The one that's
God.
not corrupted. I'd like to get business out of government, and they're not going to do it. So the only way to do that is start killing people.
Isn't that exactly
Look around the world.
Rod?
How has anything changed around the world? How has any regime changed happen around the world? Violence. That's the only way. You think people in Arab countries are that much different than us?
Yeah.
Violence. That's the only way you depose a system that doesn't represent the people anymore.
I mean, I think the
You know, on one level, he's not wrong. I mean, it's wild to hear people, say it, but when you look at what happened in Iraq and Libya, and I know there wasn't violence toward the leader of Syria. Who was it? The family Assad, but he's not wrong. Let's continue.
wonderful thing about the United States is that we can vote, and you do change
Your
administration.
vote doesn't go anywhere. Your vote doesn't do anything.
Yes, it does.
You can now be arrested and never tried if they say you're a terrorist. Never tried in your life. Just arrested and held forever. Who voted for that?
So shoot them all.
No, not shoot them all. Start shooting them until they get business out of politics
It's wild.
and they start representing who we are instead of their money interests. Yeah.
The reality, and I talk a lot about this too, is I didn't used to know this, but I do know it now after you see the bullshit that they're doing on us. Foster Graham, Thrive One, talks about the pyramid of control. The power comes from the top down. But they snow we the people and say, hey, it's your government. You guys get a vote and you do all these things. But no, the money runs the system from the top down. Banks and corporations and billionaire philanthropists and all the BS. And then the people are like, yeah, because it never goes our ways. Like, we're not gaining more freedom. We already have to go through the bullshit at the airport to travel. We have to register for every little thing under the sun, and there's always new things. And now they want to potentially push a CBDC and digital passport and digital ID and all this stuff. I'm done. I'm done. I see the writing on the wall. It's stupid. We're getting hosed over every single day. And the reason I started speaking out heavy is because of the VAX. F that, bro. I'm not taking anything from multinational corporations who have a long history of fraudulent, misleading activity. They are objectively the worst corporations on the planet based on fines from the Department of Justice. It is mind-blowing that more people aren't up in arms about it. It is wild. I'll never get off this topic because I'm done. I'm done. This is a little extreme for me, though. A lot extreme. Let's continue.
Violence. That's the only way shit changes, man.
Okay.
Look at history. Tell me when a regime has changed with voting. I mean, I know.
I'm
putting you on the spot.
not
I'm putting you on the
trying-
spot. That's not fair because you haven't studied this stuff.
Well, no, I'm not trying to, murder politicians. I'm not trying to do
That's
what
so
I don't
wild.
like that others do that I would like to change, so I will shoot somebody because I'm pissed off that they're shooting somebody else.
Yeah.
It's not the way that I think, but that's fine. We think differently.
I think even if you don't want to shoot somebody, don't vote. Voting is you complicitly saying, I support this system, and I don't support it anymore.
Speaking of don't voting, this last election where Trump and Harris, is the first election I didn't vote for a presidential candidate. I was like, oh, you bastards are all corrupt and you all work for the same people. And I was like, I'm out. Peace out. It felt really good and liberating to get off that plantation in that mindset of, oh, I got to choose the lesser of two evils. No, I don't. I agree with him when he said it's all corrupt and it's all bullshit. It felt so liberating.
Anymore. I don't. We're killing people in Yemen. We're murdering like families in Yemen that aren't associated with any sort of terrorist thing. It was just an oopsie when we like killed a wedding party. And Obama, the fucking hope change guy, just refused to comment on it. That's cool. Do what you want. It's not going to change. Your voting is not going to change that. I know one way that it'll change. I can look at history and tell you this is the way things change. Look at whenever a black guy gets shot, it's like, oh, it's bad. If this is a riot, no one comments on it. Those things go under the radar. When there's a riot in Baltimore, it's like, hold on, we've got to rethink the system here in Baltimore because people went crazy. That's just in history, here and elsewhere. That's the only way shit changes.
All right, we'll agree to disagree on that.
And I guarantee the only thing they're going to show from this clip is Ari Shaffir doesn't say Amy Schumer is the most funny comic in the world.
And what about politics?
That is hilarious. Well, there you go. Again, I get so much from the comments, your comments on my things, and the comments from other people's videos as well. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Check out One Life if you haven't already. That's the system that I created to help you win the game of life. Playing your strengths, benching your weaknesses, going after your mission and your purpose in life. That's the number one thing. Speaking of how you change the system, that's how I think we change the system is we know ourselves, we know our gifts and our talents, and we do the thing that we came here to do, which is our ikigai, our reason for being. You start doing that at a high level, dude, the system is freaking done. And it's starting to be that way. So go check it out at thisismyonelife.com. If you want the heart and soul of One Life, which is how to find your mission in life, then you can go and get that when you subscribe to my weekly video newsletter at gmarkphillips.com/subscribe. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you very much. Have an awesome day.